welcome to the SPCA. Thanks for having us for Career Day. Why don't you guys pop on inside and we'll tell you a little bit of who we are and what we do as your local animal shelter. Welcome to our courtyard. Our courtyard is just one of the many spaces that we bring our dogs, available animals, out to romp around and socialize.
Are you so pretty? Are you so pretty?
They also meet their forever families out here. So you may ask, what does the SPCA stand for? The SPCA is the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. If you can hear in the background, we have lots and lots of animals here. Actually, we get in thousands every single year. We are their temporary homes and their temporary moms and dads until we can find these homeless, unwanted, abandoned animals that are in your backyards, that are found in our community. We're gonna keep them safe and we're gonna feed them every day and we're gonna socialize them and we're going to find them their forever family through a process called adoption. So adoption is a promise that you make to say that you're gonna take care of your companion animal forever and ever. So it's something that we help create with people in our area and the animals that find themselves in our care to get them into their perfect home, with their perfect family, with somebody that's going to love them forever and ever. I'm sure a lot of you guys have animals at home. We're gonna meet some of our animals here at the shelter in just a little bit. Very important roles of people who work here, and some of them include our kennel attendants who clean, feed every single morning on Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, you name it. So they are super, super important. When they are done cleaning, they turn into adoption counselors. So they're the ones that are teaching families in the community of animals that would best suit their home, whether they're looking for a dog, a cat, a guinea pig, a bunny, a rat. Super important role that we have here in the shelter are our humane officers. They are police officers for animals, and Kobe was rescued by one of them. He was pulled from an abandoned house with his sister Sadie and a cat named Cutie Cupcake. And if it wasn't for our humane officers patrolling the streets and making sure that people were being kind to their animals, we may have never got Kobe in enough time, and we're so grateful for our humane officers. We have 3 of them on call. We're so grateful for our police. Another important aspect of our shelter are volunteers. Where would we be without our volunteers? These are good people in the community that just want to help out. They take time out of their precious day and come spend it with the animals. They help socialize them, they walk them, they help clean for us, they do events, they have a lot of fun, and we couldn't do a lot of our work without them. And last but not least, we're so grateful to the people in the community that have kept our doors open for the last 64 years, helping the homeless, unwanted, and abandoned animals in Luzerne County. So there are people in the community that donate. They donate food, they donate money, they donate goods and supplies from their house, such as cleaning supplies that help us take care of the animals every day. They hold events to raise funds for us, and they're just huge supporters of us, and we're so, so grateful for that. So before we read Pablo Puppy's Search for the Perfect Person, I'm going to take you on a quick tour of the shelter to just peek in to see our cat room, our small animal room, as well as our dog kennels. So the different paw prints get you to the different areas of the shelter. If you follow the bird feet, it takes you down to the small animal room. If you follow the blue paw prints, it takes you to the north kennel where all our available dogs are. And lastly, if you follow the purple paw prints, it takes you to our cat room. Here's our cat room and our kitchen. We have a laundry room. We have little Max and Cash. Hi. And our small animal room. Follow the yellow paw prints right to the yellow door. Can hang out and see some of our guinea pigs. Hi. Hello. Aw, look at you. And they all have their paper towels so that they have something to chew on because Bunny's teeth never stop growing. Hi, baby. Oh, you're so beautiful. And we even have a little ferret. Oh, a sleepy little ferret. Hi, sleepy little ferret. Lastly, by following the blue paw prints, you'll hit our north wing, which takes you to our dog kennel. Hi! That one? So every time a dog's quiet, they get a treat, right, Carson? Cookie, get one? Do you want a treat? You're nice and quiet. What a girl. So this side's already quiet. Now it's just the other side. Hi, get up there. Real quick. Oh, can you sit? And right back down. Joined with one of 5 rescues that I have from the SPCA of Luzerne County. This is my Zeke. The reason that I chose him is because Pablo the puppy, Search for the Perfect Person. This is going to be the first book that we read, and he came in as a stray, much like Zeke came into our shelter as a stray. So the reason that I love this book is because not only does it talk about the care that's needed and provided from the perfect person when adopting an animal, but it also goes to show how an animal feels when they come into our shelter. So you have to think about that perspective too. Animals are not all gung-ho and happy-go-lucky when they come into our shelter. They're super nervous, right? They're in a different environment with strangers. They do not have their, perfect person with them. So they're feeling very insecure. And Pablo, as a puppy, definitely feels that way. He hasn't had many life experiences to tell him that he's in a safe environment. So in this book, he meets Natasha, who's much older, much wiser, and kind of shows him the ropes, of what a perfect person looks like. What do they act like? What do they speak like? How can he find his perfect person? So I really love this book because a lot of people are always wondering, what does it take to work in a shelter? And what does it take to provide, these homeless animals, the food, the care, the nurturing, the love, the TLC that it takes to make them feel comfortable in our shelter. So with that, we have a little bit of props here to show you guys what shelter workers do. And we look forward to getting started. Pablo Puppies Search for the Perfect Person. Here's our animal shelter. Pablo was lucky. He was a homeless puppy, but a kind person took him to an animal shelter. It was full of cats and dogs who had no home. Pablo was nervous. A man dressed in green put him in a kennel. There, Pablo met Natasha. She was big and old and very sad. Why are you sad? Asked Pablo, who was happy to find a friend. Finding a friend is like finding a pot of gold. Natasha sighed. Lots of people come here to find a dog friend, she said, but many of them want a cute puppy like you. Nobody wants an old dog like me. And if you make one mistake, sometimes people will throw you away. That's not very nice, said Pablo. Well, I hope you find your perfect person, said Natasha. I will, thought Pablo. I know I will. So what does a perfect person look like? Asked Pablo. Perfect people come in all colors, said Natasha. Some are young, some are old, some walk fast, some walk slowly, some carry canes, some roll around in chairs with big wheels. Perfect people make sure their dog friends get exercise. What's exercise? Asked Pablo. Is it something to eat? Oh no, said Natasha. It's long walks and toys that are tossed. Perfect people love to play. That's why perfect people are often children. You like that, Zeke? And what does a perfect person sound like? Asked Pablo. A perfect person knows a dog has excellent hearing, so perfect people never shout. Some speak to you in English, some speak to you in Spanish or Chinese, Swahili, or hundreds of other languages. Do people speak dog? Asked Pablo. Perfect people know that dogs speak with their whole bodies, right? Dogs speak with their ears, they speak with their tails. Sometimes you might see their hackles go up, which is kind of like giving you a warning that they're scared. So perfect people know that dogs speak with their whole bodies. Pablo's stomach started to growl. I think your tummy's talking to us, said Natasha. I'm hungry, said Pablo. Ah, food, said Natasha. A perfect person will feed a puppy like you 4 times a day. 4 times, said Pablo. That's perfect. And what about when I grow up? 2 times a day, replied Natasha. It's best to stay trim. What about water? Pablo asked. A perfect person will give you a separate bowl of perfectly clean water, fresh every day, Natasha told him. And puppies get safe toys to chew on and lots of treats. Perfect people use treats to reward you for good manners. Kind of like when you're in school, right? Do your teachers give you guys stickers for good behavior? If you get an A on a test or a B on a test, or sometimes teachers have like sticker charts, homework charts, that's rewarding you for good behavior. It makes you want to do something because, you know, you're getting positively praised for it. And that's what we do with our animals too. Every time that Zeke goes to the bathroom outside, he might come back in and get a treat. Or every time he plays nice with his siblings, he gets told that he's a good boy. Are you a good boy? Are you a good boy? Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's a good boy. See, animals love that. Animals love getting positively praised just like children do. Pablo was getting sleepy and he snuggled next to Natasha. Tell me more, he said, yawning. A perfect person gives you a bed. An old folded blanket will do, but sometimes beds are fancy. Something tiny jumped off of Pablo. A flea! That reminds me, said Natasha, a perfect person will brush you every day. And sometimes they will give you a bath. It's really important, right? It's something that we do every morning as well. So we wake up, we get breakfast, we get fresh water, right? We have to make our beds. We brush our hair every morning. Taking care of an animal is much like taking care of yourself every single day. Pablo was amazed. A perfect person sure has a lot to do, he said. But why would they do it? Because they are kind, said Natasha, and full of love. Love? Asked Pablo. He wasn't sure what it was, but he thought he loved Natasha. She was so kind to him. Yes, love, said Natasha. Love means taking a puppy out many times a day, even in the rain. Or the snow, he asked. Yes, said Natasha. A perfect person will take a puppy outside right after the puppy wakes up, or eats, or finishes playing, and every time a puppy goes potty outside, a perfect person gives the puppy a treat. What if I have an accident? Asked Pablo. Don't worry, said Natasha. A perfect person will never yell at you. That's good, said Pablo. I get scared when people yell. A perfect person knows that no one is really perfect, said Natasha. So now she's prepared him. He knows what to look for now. He's wondering though, why is the perfect person? They have so much to do. Why would they do it? And she basically is saying because they're kind. People love to have animals in their home, right? But it takes a lot of responsibility. So now Pablo feels set. He has his best friend Natasha in the shelters. She's showing him the importance of what to look for when he's looking for his forever family. But now the shelter opens. So now he's naturally going to get scared, right? People were coming. Dogs in the shelter began to bark. People were coming. Pablo hid between Natasha's legs and peeked out. Would he find the perfect person? Look at that cute puppy, said a woman. He's too small, replied the man in a loud voice. They kept walking. Next came a boy and his mother. Look at that cute puppy, exclaimed the boy. Oh no, said the mother. If a puppy had an accident on my new rug, I would scream. Natasha was glad when they walked away. She liked Pablo. She didn't want him to leave. Next came a little girl and her grandmother. Look at that cute puppy, said the little girl. Puppies sure are a lot of work, said the grandmother. Will you feed him 4 times a day? Yes, said the little girl. And will you brush him every day? Yes, said the little girl. And will you take him outside to go potty many times a day, even in the rain? Asked the grandmother. Yes, said the little girl, and in the snow too. The grandmother looked deep into the little girl's eyes. And most important of all, she said, do you promise never to yell at the puppy, even if he makes a mistake? Yes, said the little girl, who was very wise. She knew that all puppies make mistakes, just like children do. Of course, it will cost money to take the puppy to a veterinarian for checkup, said the grandmother. I will make cookies and sell them at a bake sale, said the little girl. Perfect, said the grandmother. Pablo was excited. He had found his perfect person. The man dressed in green took Pablo out of the kennel so he could meet the little girl. He wagged his tail and licked her hand. Pablo looked back at Natasha. She looked very, very sad. Suddenly, Pablo understood why. He was going to have to leave Natasha. Then the little girl said, the puppy's friend sure looks sad. Yes, said the grandmother. Dogs have feelings too. She's going to miss her friend. Grandma, said the little girl. Can we? Well, said the grandmother, thinking it over. She knew that adopting a dog was a big decision because a dog friend is a friend forever. Yes, I need a friend who will take long walks with me. I think I have found the perfect dog. So not only did Pablo get adopted, but his best friend did too, because Natasha's much younger and he's a puppy, so he has a lot of energy, much like children can keep up with puppies and teach them new things because they have that time and energy and they're excited, whereas Natasha's grandmother, right, she walks much slower. She wanted an older dog that would fit her lifestyle a little bit better. So she had to think long and hard about it, but at the end of the day, they both found their forever homes.